So a guy asked me a question on Instagram recently, and he said, my wife said that blowjobs are degrading. And I asked her why, and she said, I don't know. Now what? Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Ganowski, sexologist and sex coach for men. I've been working with men directly for 6+ years now, and I've helped hundreds of them at this point resolve their dick-related issues and their sex communication issues with their female partners. And in this video, I want to talk about my response to this guy who told me, my wife said that blowjobs are degrading, and I asked her why. She said, I don't know. What do I say now? And what I said to him was, you keep the conversation going. I think there's a lot of you guys who feel kind of paralyzed when you get a I don't know, because it's like, okay, I don't know what to say. Like she said, I don't know. So that kind of ended the conversation. No, not necessarily, right? It's how you're thinking about it. It's if you're intimidated by your wife, or if you're unsure of the intention of the conversation and you're not curious, then yeah, an I don't know is going to probably freak you out. If you go into a conversation with your wife really curious about her responses, it's going to help you keep the conversation going. Versus if you go in with the intention of just asking a question, you're just going to ask this question and you're expecting a direct answer and she doesn't give you one, then yeah, the conversation's over for you. So what I said to this guy was, think if you were with your buddy at the bar and you were just hanging out and he was like, dude, your friend says to you, dude, I just think blowjobs are degrading. And you're like, what? Why? And it kind of just came like, you're so curious. And he's like, I don't know. And you're like, what about it seems like it's degrading? Like, where did this come from? Did you always think this? And he's like, no, well, I used to think, then it keeps the conversation going. The reason why you would do that more with your friend is because you're not intimidated by him. And because there's no intimidation factor, your curiosity naturally would kind of pick up. So you have to have that same confidence and natural curiosity with your wife, because you don't want to let her response freeze you up. It doesn't have to. There's no need for that. Blowjobs do not have to be degrading, but it's interesting she feels that way and it's true to her. So let's find out why. Let's talk to her and figure out where that thought's coming from and why she feels that way. Go in with just the question of like, did you always think that? Like, what about it seems degrading to you? She gives you another I don't know. You can even ask, is it because of the position you have to be in to do it? Is it because of the physical act? I'm really curious. And when you come in with that calm, genuine curiosity, anyone is much more likely to give you a response, like a genuine, honest response. And look, she's not in the wrong for feeling that they're degrading. If they feel degrading to her, then that's her truth. They feel degrading to her. But it's just, if you want to understand why she feels that way, go further into the conversation and ask and be confident that you can talk about that. Like there's nothing wrong with asking and diving into that, because you'd be surprised too how many partners are able to change their partner's minds. Not saying that he should change her mind in this case. I'm just saying, like, when you have a conversation together and you truly hear each other out, she might be like, well, I think it's terrible when guys just come right in the mouth. You can say like, well, what if I never did that, or what if a guy doesn't do that? And then she might say, oh, well, that's not that degrading. And then you have an understanding of what she sees as degrading versus what she doesn't. And you can even say, just so you know, I would never do that. And if I promise to never do that, would you be more open to them? She might be like, yeah. Like these conversations, when they're had in full and you don't just stop at the very start, you learn so much about your partner and you learn how to feel more confident talking about sex and talking about these situations. And it's good for the two of you to grow in your sex life by talking about it and also really understanding where each other's thoughts are and seeing how each other changes along the way and how you grow along the way. I know that there are things I used to find were degrading and bad or uncomfortable in my past that I don't feel that anymore, because I've had those experiences with partners who showed me that they can be a great experience. And now I feel really safe in the experience and I have a lot of fun with it. So people change over time, and conversation with someone we trust really helps us change over time if that's the direction we want to go in. Don't give up on the conversations. Don't stop at the I don't know. Really take it further, but just know you can stay calm and curious, genuinely curious, and that's typically when it will go a bit further and your partner will be more open to sharing and discussing. So good luck with that. If you need more one-on-one support when it comes to your sex life, you can reach out to me and fill out the application in the description of this video. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.